You ever notice how silence can be louder than words? That's what I learned the day my own family made it clear I was just background noise. It didn't happen at a funeral or during some screaming match where people throw plates and regrets across the room. No. It was quieter than that. Almost casual. The kind of betrayal that wears a polite smile while it cuts you open. I was 28 years old, sitting in a showbox apartment that smelled like old takeout and radiator heat, the kind of place where hope goes to starve. My birthday. And my mother's voice on the phone, "Eli, sweetheart, we have something to share with you." Her tone was that strange mix she always used, like she was teaching preschool and negotiating a hostage release at the same time. That tone meant bad news dressed as love. I braced myself. But nothing could have prepared me for what she said. "Your father and we've decided to help Noah with a down payment on a house." I froze. My fork hovered over a carton of cold lo mein. My brother Noah, the golden child, the family's prized investment, was getting $100,000. $100,000. Me? I got silenced. I laughed, but it wasn't a real laugh. More like the sound you make when you're choking on your own disbelief. "So, just so I'm clear," I asked, "Noah gets a house. And I get..." The pause on the other end was a dissertation in disappointment. "Finally," she said, "Eli, you've always been so independent. We knew you'd understand." Independent. That was her word. My word was forgotten. See, my brother Noah was born golden. Literally, blonde hair that caught every stray sunbeam like God himself was his personal lighting crew. Mom called him her little sunshine. I was just practical. Average brown hair. Average everything. Noah scored a goal at soccer. Dad threw him a party. I won second place in a national art contest with 3,000 entries. Dad patted my shoulder and said, "At least you tried." You can only get hit with "at least you tried" so many times before you start believing it's carved into your skin. But here's the cruel part. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't a failure. I clawed for every scrap. Graduated art school into a recession. Worked 3 jobs that barely covered rent. Took design gigs for people who paid in exposure. Exposure doesn't buy groceries, by the way. But I kept going. Kept hustling. Built something out of nothing, and still, it was never enough. Then came that birthday call. My parents didn't just forget me. They reminded me, loudly, that I was expendable. That all my sacrifices, my sleepless nights, my small victories, meant nothing compared to Noah's predictable, polished life. I wish I could tell you I exploded. That I shouted back. That I slammed the phone down. But I didn't. I just crumbled in silence. Because how do you argue with a verdict you've known your whole life was coming? That night, staring at the ceiling of my 400-square-foot box, I made a decision. Not dramatic, not cinematic. Just quiet. Final. I was done. Done showing up to Sunday dinners just to play the role of contrast child. Done chasing approval I was never meant to catch. Done being the supporting character in Noah's perfect movie. I wasn't going to fight them anymore. I wasn't going to explain myself anymore. I was just leaving the story. And here's the truth nobody tells you about walking away from family. The hardest part isn't missing them. The hardest part is realizing how little you miss them once they are gone. For weeks, I waited for the ache. For that unbearable emptiness people warn you about. But it never came. Instead, I felt lighter. Like I'd been carrying a backpack full of bricks my whole life and finally realized I could set it down. With that weight gone, something strange happened. I had energy again. Energy for my work. For my dreams. For myself. I took every freelance job I could, even the ones that made me want to scream. But one project changed everything. A tiny coffee shop asked me to design a logo. Nothing special. Just another gig. Except this time, I stopped underselling myself. I named my price, and they paid. Happily, that single logo led to a bigger contract. Then another. And for the first time in years, I wasn't drowning. I was building. 6 months later, I doubled my income. Moved out of that suffocating apartment. Bought a couch that didn't smell like strangers. Even started dating someone who actually saw me, really saw me, and then, the phone rang. It was my mom. After nearly a year of silence, Eli, honey, we miss you. Your father misses you. Noah does too. Please call us back. Do I believe they missed me? Maybe. But only the way you miss an old chair after you redecorate, not enough to bring it back inside. I deleted the message, because here's what I've learned, and maybe this is what I want you to take away too: family isn't just blood. Family is who shows up. Who roots for you when you're losing. Who sees your value when you're not golden. Sometimes, walking away isn't giving up. It's choosing yourself. And for the first time in my life, I finally did.